Hey, how you doing? I have lost my voice again. This week started out really, really rough because, well, that's the reason I lost my voice. I was shouting at somebody who pulled a real wanker on us, one of the kids. And hopefully she's learning her lesson, but she's very hard-headed about it. And I'm very hard-headed, and I shout and lose my voice. There's only so much shouting you can do. And the weather is been getting very, very hot, like in the mid-90s. And it's supposed to get even hotter. It's supposed to get up into the hundreds today. And we had some storms coming this way from the north, and that's cooled things down a bit, but I think that by afternoon it'll be really, really hot. And then there'll be a little cool down ushered in by a tropical disturbance in Texas, and then hot again. So I hope it cools down a little bit by the weekend, because we have we're going to Lebanon, Missouri for our annual trek to the trout fishery, and there's some Route 66 stuff going on in Lebanon, and looking forward to that, and hopefully it'll go smoothly. And yeah, and Kansas City is a maze these days because of all the streetcar construction going on. Sometimes it's a real maze. It gets really confusing, and going the wrong way down one of these things, it can be a bad circumstance. But anyway, so that's it. I'm heading home. I'm going to take my nap, and Robert's been coming over. He's going to bring the panels over today. I'm going to pay him for repair work that he's done. He's got them glued, and he'll reinstall them in the heat. And been seeing deer in the same place coming out of our neighborhood every day, so I got to drive cautiously on my way to work. I've been catching them on video, so that's fun. But anyway, well, Mr. Robert is back with the panels. He's got them all glued, and we're going back together, which is great because we've reserved a camp spot in Lebanon, Missouri for the Route 66 Festival and 75 years of Munger Moss, whatever, all that stuff that's going on this weekend. Plus, it's interesting, I couldn't rent one spot. Actually, I tried to reserve it on the KOA campground and the campground site, and they said nothing available. So I called the 1-800 number for the campsite, and he said, well, we got it available, but not for the same night. And I said, well, just give me one spot, and then we'll move to the next spot, because we'll probably take this into town that day, and it'll be like our car. So he's like, oh, okay, that'll work great. All right, excellent. But instead of standing here yapping and annoying Robert, which I tend to do when people are working, I should get busy and put some things in the RV for tomorrow. Hey, how you doing? I still haven't got my voice completely back, and I've been getting a lot of things off my chest lately. Unfortunately, people have to hear me kind of like but exercising my demons, which is a good thing. I guess I can't filter who I'm talking to, which is not a great thing. But this morning it was Robert who came over and worked on the Navion. He got the panels and he put them on, and it looks great. I don't know why I thought I had to go out and buy brand new panels. It would not even advisable. You can't, RVs are a finite product. You use them, and then they go out of your life. You know, they're expensive, but they don't last. Then you got to get the next one or the next idea, whatever you change your idea to. And I'm just coming from therapy. I was late because the weather was nice today. Robert wanted to come in early and get it done, so I stayed up with him, and then I talked. I joked. I gave him the long southern goodbye. I wouldn't even let him go. I kept chewing his ear off about nonsense. So it was 1 o'clock by the time I got to sleep, 1:32. Well, I slept in and missed half of my appointment. They called me up. I was like, oh, crap. So, but it's okay. It was productive. It was more like a head therapy session than an arm therapy session, because I talked about a lot of stuff to Bob. Bob is the head guy in there, and he's really a good listener, and I thank him for listening to me rant about I got to tell him the whole story about what happened to me at Channel 4, and so now it's probably against my better judgment, but I'm in search of coffee again, so that's what I'm doing. You say frap, I say frappe. Let's call the whole thing off. May I have a large mocha frappe?
Yep. Anything else for you?
No thanks. Device temperature extremely high. Hello.
510.
Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. I guess I need that too.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Gotta do my mandatory coffee. It is ice cream and coffee. Perfect for a 96 degree temperature. Actually got up to 100 today. Ugh. Hey, how you doing? I was watching the video that I shot of Gary Turner when he was still alive at Gary's Gay Burrito. And there's a quote that sticks out. It says, the hardest part of a trip is getting started. Once you get started, the momentum takes over and it becomes easier from there. I think the second hardest is coming home, the long trek home. But yeah, I agree with him totally. So it takes a lot of effort to get this underway. And unfortunately, the missus is not fond of that effort. She's like, I work so hard, and then I have to work my days off too. And I'm like, yeah, but this work doesn't bother me because I don't think it really counts. It's physical activity, it feels good, and you're working towards a goal, which is getting out and going somewhere and seeking out adventures. So that's what we're doing. And you can look at the interior and tell that I'm in the Navion. And we're going out to Lebanon. We're endeavoring to this weekend. And we got our KOA campground reserved. And yeah, I'm looking back. I do this the same time every year, same time in June, usually around the same weekend. So that's what we're doing. And right now I'm going to check the tires, and then we're going to fill our propane tank. And we're coming back and finishing loading.
Alright, so y'all stick out.
How were they? How low were they?
The fronts, they were like 55.
Yeah, I'd believe it. That's the one that seems to.
Yeah, and the inners both at 62. This one was
Okay. All right, great. Thank you.
it. Have a good day.
You too. So let's see. Annual trip to get propane. This time we're completely low. Yes, please, Saya, sit down while we're moving.
Don't sit on me. I'm not.
Because we have the world's steepest hill here. All right. We're here, we're queer, get used to it. Now we got to get out of the RV because I hate this part. And I'm not even the one doing it. This is so much fun to not be a part of. It's scary to watch, actually. It is so hot out here. Got everybody a good safe distance away. I mean, we all know what we're doing here, so. And there's another RV coming in. A big one. I would not want to do that. No, thank you. Ours is plenty big enough for us. That tank was really empty too. Alrighty. This is what we're getting for dinner tonight.